Blessed morning, blessed love to one and all, and welcome back into my garden. It's almost 10 o'clock on a Saturday morning, but I came into the garden and I noticed something, and I thought I would share it with you all. Okay, so here's what I saw. So I want you to note the color of the roselle on this plant and on this plant as well. And I'm going to be showing you another one, all right? I just potted it. But before we get to the roselle plant, guys, I want to show you one of my melon. I was wondering why the melon not growing, and the one that came up way after it was progressing so nicely. And this one seemed to be stuck. Well, an insect got in there and is eating the melon, so I just took it off the vine. This thing called farming, you see? You have to prepare for share what you grow with the many million insects that are around. So let me get to the crux of the matter this morning. Along the way, see my baby butternut? Okay. And all the blossoms and the flowers, but I'm going to show you what I really came to show you. Okay, so folks, this roselle is in bloom, but I want you to notice that that ain't a red one. That is white with a little red striation on there. Even the color of the blossom differs in that it is not a bright pink, but a light pink. So you know who will be saving seeds from this, because I don't know if this is a freak of nature or it is somehow a coincidence that among the red roselle seed I have somehow gotten hold of what is a rarity white roselle. But I will definitely be saving the seeds from this, and I'm going to be seeing if it will stay true to what it demonstrates now. I think there's another one that has a similar coloration on it that I am going to be watching to see if it brings the same type of a fruit. Yep. Yeah, oh yes. Oh yes. So remember I told you I saw blossoms on the cherry tree and then I came back and they were no more. Well, okay, this morning again I saw. Let me see if you can see them from this vantage point. Oh Lord, maybe I need to back up some so you can see. Oh, sweet wonder. Difficult to view, ain't it? The sun, I am not seeing it through the lens of this camera. I am hoping that you are able to see. Now, if I can locate the stink bug that sits directly under them, I might be able to see them. This is not good at all. All right, let me try something else. So I'm pulling down that little... this is almost impossible. The angle of the sun in the camera makes it almost impossible. But I spot another one that I can come from an opposite angle and see. Me no know. Maybe I mean no know how to angle the camera so that make it... there. There. I know I'm not crazy. The thing almost had me believing that I was mad. I knew I saw blossoms on the thing. That's a blossom. And there are more on there. They're so tiny though. I don't know how I even picked that one up. Something else. Something, I do not know what animal it is, has been, I think it has to be a sucking insect, has been sucking out or eating out the middle portion of my pepper plants. So then the upper portion, the root system is good. There is a void in that brown area, and then up at the top, then the leaves begin to wilt and stuff. I am telling you, I am so telling you, I do not know what to do with these insects. And then now I seem not to be able to get rid of Brother Frog, who insists on coming to bed in my garden. And every time that he comes, he digs the garden bed up and he crushes my plant. And when him not crushing plants, I think it's him sister or him cousin called the slug eat off almost every single leaf off of my kale. I am telling you. I am so telling you. I am fed all the way up with these insects. Oh Lord, on a brighter note though, please note the progress that my Malabar spinaches are making. Well, I am going to be separating them in a couple of days. Yep, and I need to get trellis for them to climb on. So let me tell you exactly how many they are. This is 1, this is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and exactly 8 in there. 9. Oh, this little one don't look like it's going to make it. All right, so there's 9 of them in there. So this look like the pod, the thing, the little stem that I got the seed and was the one that had 10 on there. And again, I say, please folks, just take a look, see, at the stink bugs hanging out on my callaloo leaf. Folks, you see as massive as that callaloo stalk is, it is as tender as, woo, I'm telling you, and this callaloo actually tasted good. It tastes good, it tastes good. I'm saying it tastes good. I will be harvesting that trunk, this one, and another one for lunch one day next week. Oh yes, my girls don't like callaloo. Don't know why. But I surely, and that is one of the reasons why I don't plant a lot of it, because it tend to go to waste. I have to always find somebody to give it to. And I hate to plant food that we don't consume. In my eye, that is kind of like occupying space with stuff that you could utilize to plant something else that they will eat. Yeah. So, these are really not white as I thought. There's a nice baby yellow. And them look nice. Them look like some little bells. They are pretty all. And the white ones keep a blooming, a blooming, a blooming. So what I'm realizing that I have two distinctly different white. This one tend to be very sparse. But the other one comes out in cluster. Yep. To know this don't put up. The seeds are on this. The seed. Oh, this is white as well. Look, folks. White, 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 white. You see that? Yes. I don't know what that green fuzzy thing in the middle is. Don't have a clue what that is at all. Maybe that is going to be turning white as well. So I have a lot of whitey looking things and pastel shade color plants. I think these little red things on this one are actually the flowers, but they're not open wide. Or maybe these are just seed pods. I don't know. Whatever it is, I'm just happy that things are growing in the garden in this season. It has been a while since my garden has been this vibrant. And this is a deliberate attempt to grow food again. I was challenged by a neighbor of mine whom during one of my growing season I had actually shared some sweet peppers with. And he passed by my house and he apparently thought that nothing was growing over here because in the season when he passed, there were things growing, just not a lot. So he said, I was passing his house one day and he said, you know, I want to say something to you. So I stopped and he said, why you stop growing food at your yard? And I laughed because I found it so funny that my growing food had such a profound impact on this young man who said to me, come and look what I'm doing in my yard. So I stepped through his gate and I'm telling you, he had about a 12 feet by 12 inch, or maybe a little wider than 12-inch bed that was filled with scallion. And he said, all that I did, I went to the market, I got some scallion, and I took out one piece from it, planted it, and each time that it multiplies, what I do is I keep pulling it up, separating it and replanting, to the point where that man have about 40 or 50 pounds of scallion growing in his yard. So he says, I won't ever buy scallion again. That was what he said. Him said, I encourage you, if you're not growing no food, start back for grow the food, man. So I said to him, I have a little bit growing, but I have kind of cooled off on it because I don't have any assistance with the growing process, and work takes up a whole lot of my day. So understand the intensity of my intentionality in this season to really grow food and to do a very good job of growing it. Because guess what now? We think people not noticing, but people really take notice of the things we do, especially when they see the results that we reap. Because I'm telling you, the sweet pepper I gave him was about 3 inches in terms of its diameter, and it was about 4 inches in terms of its length. It was a humongous, that was the biggest sweet peppers I grew in my yard. And that I grew from store-bought sweet peppers. I bought that yellow sweet pepper for my daughter to do a practical, and I told her to take the seeds back home. I said, I don't want anything else but the seeds. And I planted the seeds, and I'm telling you, the reward from planting those seeds were superb. Some of the best sweet peppers I have grown are from buying sweet peppers at the shop and just replanting the seeds. I have not had much in terms of success with growing sweet pepper from store-bought sweet pepper seed. No. When I buy the packaged seed, I tend to not get very good germination or no germination at all from them. All right, so on my quest to create what I call a food forest in my backyard, in my yard in totality, I am now beginning to duplicate some of the plants that I already have. So yesterday I planted a sweet sap tree in the backyard. Not a big sweet sap, it is a very small tree. But I am telling you, I know it's going to grow and I know it's going to produce. So there it is. All right, so my plan is to create what them call a gilded system. So the fruit trees are there and them will act as canopies, and anything that can be born in the soil under or around each tree will be grown. So I have a guava, and there's going to be a guild around the guava. The cherry tree is there, and there is one around the cherry. There's an orange, and I plan to put one around the orange. An ackee, and there's going to be one around the ackee. I have a moringa tree in my garden, and I deliberately kept it. At one time, I had about 50 moringa plants because my intention was to go into the moringa export market. However, the deal that I had struck with a company in England fell through. Hence, I had no option but to get rid of most of the moringa, because in order to grow food, I had to clear out most of them. So I have 2 plants really, but one is in the garden and one is growing in an unfinished section of the house that has to be taken out sooner rather than later. I have a small pomegranate that is really struggling up here. I am not sure why. Maybe the marl is too much for it up here. The front of the yard has way less marl than the back, and I think that is because I had brought in so much soil into the front yard, because that was where I started my gardening thing. And even though I moved a lot of the soil that I had taken into the backyard, there's still a whole lot of it left in the front yard. And I think that is why the things that grow in the front thrive so well in terms of trees. All right, so my sugar canes are not doing badly at all. I am looking at it. This is what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sprout on this one. So this would be classified as the mother. And then all of these are suckers that come off of it, as well as this one. And this sucker is already putting up another sucker too. So this one piece of cane had what, two eyes on there, and both eyes came up. And this cane now, this cane have 1, 2, 3, 4 suckers that have come up on it. Yeah. So the tropical forest have to come, because folks, whether we want to believe it or not, there is coming a time, and it's not long from now, when we're going to want things to buy and we can't get nothing to buy. Mark my word. I'm not the prophetess of doom and gloom, folks. I'm just telling you as I see it. Because in the region I live, the farmlands are being sold for housing construction. Yeah? And every time I see another piece of sugarcane land sell, and I see house putting on there, the one question jumps into my mind. Where is the provision being made for famine or any of these things by our country? Yeah? So the responsibility we have to self is to try our best to make preparations, not just for us, but for our family members, to encourage our friends and our neighbors to grow some food too, you know? Because in the time of famine, according to the Bible I read, it said that the people of God will have plenty. But this is why the Lord asks us to prepare. So, you know, we are going to prepare. My friends, until we meet up again on this channel, this is Anne from Yard Setting in Jamaica, saying thanks to all my subscribers, old and new. Thanks to those who view the channel. Thank you for continuing to comment on the videos, for liking the videos, for sharing the video. If you are here and you have not yet subscribed, I'm encouraging you to subscribe to my channel. Until we meet up again, have a blessed day and Jah guide.